Hello, welcome to the Swine Brothers Show, episode 133 for November 27th, 2017. You can get in contact with the show by email at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brother and Twitter is SwineBro666. I am your host, Elliot Linnemood, and I am joined by...
I am the Jim, the seeing eye mutant, and dear God, I vomit.
Twitter SwineBro666. I am your host, Elliot Linnemood. What the fuck?
I am the Jim, the seeing eye mutant.
Turn on the YouTube thing.
Sorry, my bad.
Eric is also here.
Yeah, and I'm utterly surprised that this show hasn't died yet.
And that's Danamon. The channel's actually been very active.
I'm very useless.
As in, this is our third stream today. So we thank you for watching the other two. This is a Swine, but Scott might be in here. So, Jim, what do we have on the
Oh God,
agenda for tonight?
Oh God, I interviewed a white nationalist and fascist. What was I left with? From the New York Times.
I found this morning on Metal Sucks, and I just posted the article, but Jim wanted the original, so...
Yeah, and we're going to be going over that one too. But dear fuck. First off, I gotta say, yay, props to the fucking New York Times for actually trying. Unfortunately, this is the New York Times that are going to fuck it up. But the whole thing is, the only way to defeat these people is to actually, treat them like human beings, converse with them. Because they have it all beaten into their heads that, a race traitor and this and that and blah, 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 and persecution complex everywhere. So if you keep treating them like useless pieces of shit, you're just validating their existence.
Yes. Which that Tristan guy didn't understand. You know, the guy on my Facebook thing.
There is a hole at the heart of my story about Tony Hoveder, the white nationalist and Nazi sympathizer. Okay.
I feel sympathy for you.
Hooray.
You've heard of Sympathy for the Devil? It's a new song called Sympathy for the Nazis.
How is that unusual? Like, at all?
Yeah.
Tony and Maria Hoveder were married this fall. They registered at Target. On their list was a muffin pan, a 4-drawer dresser, and a pineapple slicer.
Oh, hell, I could use one of those.
That's goddamn romantic right there. I want a muffin pan, though. I just want a muffin.
Hey, I have a muffin pan. They are absolutely useful.
I know.
Ms. Hoveder, 25, was worried about Antifa bashing up the ceremony at Target.
Now, okay, wait. As much as I hate Antifa, I really want to see that. Just fuck Target.
Weddings are hard enough to plan for when your fiance is not an avowed white nationalist. Oh, ain't that sad?
God, my wedding's gonna be fun when I'm an avowed sociopath.
Yeah, but Mr. Hoveder, in the days leading up to the wedding, was somewhat less anxious. There are times when it can feel toxic to openly identify as a far-right extremist. In the Ohio of 2017, the current year. But not always. He said the election of President Donald Trump has opened a space for people like him. Just like, oh God, just like a... You've not heard the argument saying that Obama was a blessing for all white nationalists because he would make race everything? Oh, God.
Well, the guy from Stormfront did support Trump.
Oh, yeah.
I find it ironic that the guy from Stormfront's name is Don Black.
Mm.
I heard about that, but who the hell is that?
He was
Butterfly tells me he's a Grand Wizard of the KKK? Thanks,
Oh, that's David Duke.
No, the Stormfront is like the neo-Nazi like forums and news.
Oddly enough, they don't allow profanity.
Yeah, because they have to keep everything on the up and up because, oh my God, that's all like, nigger shit and blah. God,
What the who now?
I don't understand it either. I really don't. Okay?
Okay, I kind of understand how
I have,
I don't hear this kind of shit because I don't look up this kind of shit. But I mean,
it was, fuck, my friends growing up, okay? They were neo-Nazis while I was growing up, and I debated them a lot. And it actually took me getting involved with my ex-wife for them to, like, drop the whole thing, because I still treated them like human beings, which disproved their whole entire race traitor narrative, which made them realize, hey, maybe what I'm clinging on to is complete bullshit.
Yeah.
But, there's the fucking smart ones, and then there's the fucking complete idiot ones, which are the same as the liberal idiots, the fucking libertarian idiots, the fucking Green Party idiots, the bottom of the barrel that cling on to an idea. So far, they fanboy it, but they have no concept of what they're actually saying, so they will even bash things they would normally agree with just because it remotely somehow appears to be against them.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's just mental gymnastics, and they're just that dumb to fall for it every time. Whilst thinking they're superior.
well, I guess I'm just like really, really out of shape, both physically and mentally.
Anyways,
Not physically, at least.
I have tried.
demonstrating that it is not the end of the world to be attacked as the bigot he surely is. You can just say, yeah, so, and move on.
I mean, I kind of have respect for like bands with far right views just because they do put up with a lot of crap and defend their beliefs and continue making music. I mean, regardless of whether I agree with their beliefs or not, I have to kind of respect the tenacity.
Yeah, usually I don't agree with the beliefs, but yeah, sometimes the fight really, goes on. And there's other times like that band you just showed me, dear God, I wanted to just strangle them on the fact that their music sucked that bad.
If you're curious, the band's called The Paramedic.
God. It was a weeknight at Applebee's in Huber Heights, a suburb of Dayton, a few weeks before the wedding. The couple, who live in nearby Carlisle, were shoulder to shoulder at the table, young and in love. He was in a plain t-shirt, she in a sleeveless jean jacket. She ordered the boneless wings. Is this important?
I don't.
People doing normal things here.
Well, I guess they're trying to say like Nazis aren't, fucking like sea heiling every day with like swords and goose stepping. I don't know.
Her parents had met him, she said, and approved of the match. The wedding would be small. Some of her best friends were going to be there. A lot of girls are not really into politics, she said. God, if I could avoid it, I would, because it's just a shitstorm of idiocy from all angles.
Man, you
But
know.
Huh?
You would hope that a lot of girls wouldn't be into politics, but
I mean, I know girls who are and girls who aren't. Josephine's not really, I don't think. Oh, I mean, she's into her Kenyan politics, which I don't know shit about, so I just kind of like, basically she'll say a point and I'll research it. Kind of makes for some interesting dynamics, actually.
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, I really don't care unless it's specifically affecting the internet, and then fuck that, I'm on it.
My thing about politics is I just want to know how badly we're doing. Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
Yay, welcome to the ruin of the universe. Politics of the current year. In Ohio, amid the groves of crops and rolling hills, the Olive Gardens and Steak and Shakes, Mr. Hoffeder's presence can hardly make a ripple. He is the Nazi sympathizer next door. Fuck.
Most not. But did you expect like Nazi sympathizers to live in like this like cave shrine to Hitler and like only go out on like Tuesday because Tuesday was the anniversary? What the really? What are you trying to say here? That
I don't
Nazis are just
know.
people?
Yeah, they are. Just like fuck. They're just people. They have an idiotic belief. That's it. That's the thing.
This is literally the most like
And who doesn't
humdrum.
have an idiotic belief? We all do.
I'm waiting for the profile about Elliot Lindemood, the sociopath of the internet, takes a shit just like everyone else.
Mhm. Polite and low key at a time, the old boundaries of accepted political activity can seem alarmingly in flux. Most Americans would be disgusted and baffled by his casually approving remarks about Hitler, disdain for democracy, and belief that the races are better off separate.
Hitler was right.
Wait,
Hitler
wait,
was
wait,
right.
wait. I have one question.
Mm.
Does he have specific views on eugenics?
We may see. I don't know.
But, I just sit here and think, what, like those black guys running around screaming, we need like a black safe space for blacks only where whites are not allowed to tread on campuses?
Well, I mean,
You know?
why should your political views make it so that you're not? I mean, my political views and religious views are very far from mainstream, and yet I go to BJ's just like everyone else,
Exactly.
and go to races and talk about racing.
But his tattoos are innocuous pop culture references. A slice of cherry pie adorns one arm, an homage to the TV show Twin Peaks. He says he prefers to spread the gospel of white nationalism with satire. He's a big Seinfeld fan.
Oh God, I hate
I'm sitting here
Seinfeld.
thinking, you know what? My one friend had a photo quality tattoo of Hitler on his forearm, and you're talking about God. He had the raising the fucking raising the flag on Iwo Jima. You
Yeah,
know that stance, except it was an SSSA and fucking
but
Confederate trooper raising the flag of like the Iron Eagle and shit. It was like that was on his back, and you're
yes,
gonna talk about cherry pie
but these are
tattoo.
more. I mean, this is well, the more millennial internet.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's a pussy these days. If you got beliefs, go gung ho.
No, I mean it's not that he's the ironic and satirical and hipster type. He's a nipster.
Yeah, I know. It's just
Oh my
ironic,
god!
isn't it? Yeah, that's a thing. You
Oh,
could
I
actually
love
look it
that.
up. It's pathetic.
Who in the hell would be proud to call themselves a nipster?
Apparently, this guy.
Clearly, he's a nipster.
Oh my fucking god, that's hilarious.
And it's every ounce as pathetic as you think.
Exactly. That's why it's so sad.
I guess it seems weird when we're talking about these type of things, he says. I'm coming at it in the mid-90s, Jewish, New York, observational humor way.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, I know, but what? God. Can we just, I don't care. Mr. Hoveter, 29, is a welder by trade. He's not a star among the resurgent radical American right so much as a committed foot soldier. And dear God, I can't hear anything over that buzzing. Where the hell are you? An organizer and occasional podcast guest on a website called Radio Aryan. Just the type of name you'd expect. And self-described social media villain. Although in person, his Midwestern manners would please anyone's mother. Hello, did everything die? I hear no one.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. I
I
think you
unplugged
muted.
myself because I thought that was the problem with the buzzing.
Okay.
I don't hear it
That's what
anymore,
happened.
so
I'm just listening. I have nothing to respond.
Okay. In 2015, he helped start the Traditionalist Worker Party.
We're traditional workers, like welding is a tradition because welders have been around since what the 1900s.
One of the extreme right-wing groups that marched in Charlottesville, Virginia in August. And again at a White Lives Matter rally last month in Tennessee.
Hashtag no lives matter.
Yes, no lives matter. Get it right. The group's stated mission is to fight for the interests of white America. Just listen to Bone for Glory. No, you're too pathetic for that. Anyway.
You gotta listen to Seinfeld and watch Seinfeld being a metalcore band.
Its leaders claimed to oppose racism, though the Anti-Defamation League, the same people who say a frog is, my God, I can't even go. Fuck, just the thing. They just pick up random internet things and put them up these days, saying this is a hate symbol, just because one Nazi used it like 20 years ago. I don't understand.
oh hell, we got that buffing buzzing again.
Yeah. The Anti-Defamation League says the group has participated in white supremacist events all over the country. On its website, a swastika armband goes for $20.
For fuck's sake, I was literally on the other day looking up the RAD, the Third Reich Labor Service, and you could buy shit on there way less than $20. Come on now.
Exactly. If the Charlottesville rally came as a shock with hundreds of white Americans marching in support of ideologies many have long considered too vile, carrying
Vile.
tiki torches all the
Vile.
time.
It's so vile
Yeah.
to imagine that another human being might have an opinion different than yours. Yes.
Oh, yes, an opinion advocating genocide, like some of these people writing articles like this have.
Well,
Except
for
their
fuck's
version
sake,
of genocide is like, oh, kill all the white people.
well, okay, well, how about this one? I advocate eugenics. That means killing all the babies. Well, that's genocide too, isn't it?
That's the happy kind, though, because you're doing it indiscriminately.
I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
kill all the white people.
I want to kill all the people.
Well, yeah.
Look, we're just going to open up an evil.
Born. So, I mean,
We're just going to open up an evil vortex that dispenses white baby hands, okay? This way we can construct a dragon to eliminate the human species.
now, to be fair, eugenics gets a lot of shit because they have been associated with Hitler, and Hitler was really, really bad about that crap. But eugenics is really meant not necessarily to follow H.G. Wells and all those classical author crap. The point of it is that we make humanity better. That we stop making poor humans. That we stop making humans who are, not to be offensive to Elliot here, but humans who don't have deficiencies.
I just want to kill humans. I don't want to make humans better.
Well, I want to kill you, Elliot. So
yes,
I have no desire to make
That's why
humans better or improve them or.
I just like the fact that it's like, I'm trying not to offend you. By the way, I want you dead. Okay. That's wonderful logic.
Good.
I have tried to love everybody, but I cannot. And honestly, Elliot, I love you to death, but I love you to death.
Good.
And you should
want to kill
die.
me.
You should
Which
die.
means poisoning at the first opportunity.
Eventually, I will die.
Dangerous or stupid to enter the political mainstream. It obscured the fact that in some small, loosely defined alt-right movement are hoping to make those ideas seem less shocking for the normies. Or normal people that its sympathizers have tended to mock online.
Yeah.
Yay. And to go from mocking to wooing, the movement will be looking to make use of people like the Hobbiters and their trappings for normie life, their fondness for national public radio, their
Ugh.
4 cats, and their bridal registry. We need to have more families to be just normal, said Matthew Heinbach, leader of the Traditional Worker Party, in a podcast conversation with Mr. Hobbiter. Why, he asked self-mockingly, were so many followers abnormal? More hipster garbage.
So basically, it's like, oh, look, these people are normal.
Mr. Hobbiter replied, I mean, honestly, it takes people with, like, sort of an odd view of life at first to come this way. Because people are pacified real easy, you know? Like, here's some money, here's a nice TV, go watch sports, you know? The fact that we're seeing more and more people come is because things have gotten so bad. And if they keep getting worse, we'll keep getting more, just normal people. This is true if you keep pushing things out of the fucking political mainstream and keep streamlining everything down to fucking beyond the fucking Salem witch trials level of, like, you must, oh god.
Wait, what now?
Uh,
Run that one by me again. I didn't quite catch that one.
you know, everything's fucking sin these days.
Yes.
You
I'm
know,
totally simple. You know what? I'm simple. I am a female. That's why I'm simple.
I just sinned a little bit.
I commit every one of the 7 deadly sins every day. Hello, Scooty.
Hello.
Oh, Scott, I bet you said more than I ever could.
It's been so long since I've talked to you.
To me?
Yeah.
You're a fucking
so
idiot,
long.
dude. Shut up.
Well,
You're
thanks
not funny. You're not funny. You're stupid. Everybody's like, dude, Elliot, shut up. You're blind.
I like you.
Yeah.
Fuck
Elliot's blind.
You scared the shit out of me.
What's everybody angry about today?
Oh gosh, I wonder why you guys need me on the show as a catty bitch when you already got one.
I am a diva. I am a diva.
Trust me, Danamon, I'd rather talk to you than Jim or Scott.
Talking to Jim is an adventure every time.
Oh yes,
There's no in between.
Absolutely.
Well, we got the Swine brothers in, sister.
anyways, Mr. Hobbiter's face is narrow and punctuated with sharply peaked eyebrows, like a pair of air quotes.
Are you still reading from a news article?
Yes.
Oh my god, really?
This is news.
Jim,
New
would
York
you?
Times.
That sounds like fiction. That sounds like somebody's reading from a fucking novel or something, like Charles Dickens.
A very bad novel.
Like Charles Dickens. What the fuck is going on over there?
A drunk Charles Dickens.
And he tends to deliver his favorite adjective. Edgy.
Oh god. Look at all these millennials trying to make their name and their voice out there and not knowing how to. And oh my god, it's so cute. But what the fuck, Joe?
Yeah. I don't know how to either. I just
just do you, man.
I just whine and cry and bitch and moan until people pay attention. And when they do, I don't know what to say.
And that's
I
the
don't know what
best
to
you
say,
can do.
and then I just mess everything else up too.
Yes, that's the best you can do. Fucking up other people's shit is the best you can do.
Yes,
That's
continue.
basically what I do. Once I realize I'm too stupid to win,
Yeah.
I just fuck everyone else over. Yes.
Awesome. Yes. Good plan.
Yep.
With a flat effect and maximum sarcastic intent. Okay.
Jim.
It is sort of an implicit running assertion. There's sort of implicit running assertion that the edges of acceptable American political discourse, edges set by previous generations, like the one that fought the Nazis, are laughable.
So basically, he's just a sarcastic, ironic hipster Nazi.
Edgy.
Oh, I
Yes.
can be hipster Nazi. I can try.
Can
I don't
somebody
wanna be-
please share the links that we're going to be covering here? Because I would like to read along.
It's just the New York Times article.
Okay, but I don't have the link.
Well, you don't need the link.
Yes, I do. I
I'm
do.
too
I really
fucking-
do.
I'm too fucking lazy to.
Fine. The one. Oh, God. There. Enjoy.
Yay!
I literally have no idea what the hell is going on, but I'm just here having fun. So
I just respond to what Jim reads. That's
This is
fine.
fresh. 3 days
Yeah.
old. Richard Fawcett.
3 days old. Oh my god, that's so old.
Oh no, this guy looks like me. No! No! Like if I would have kept doing opiates, that's what I would look like. That's exactly right.
So
Anyways,
Scott would look like a nipster if he kept doing drugs. Don't do drugs, kids.
I don't want you to think I'm some edgy Republican, he says, while flatly denouncing the concepts of democracy. I don't even think those things should be edgy, he says, while defending his assertion that Jews run the world's finance and media and appear to be working more in line with their own interests than everybody else's.
I don't think that dude understands the term edgy at all.
I have a headache.
Nobody does.
That term
Elliot's
is
email address is edgy.
That term is specifically reserved for teenagers, 15 years and younger. That term is not what an adult should use.
I'm 32 and I still act like I'm 12 sometimes, so I'm edgy.
Yes,
Yeah.
obviously, we all do. I'm 33 and I totally act like that. But I mean,
I'm edgy as fuck.
those terms are not for us. Those terms are not for us. Those terms are for people who do not know what the fuck they're doing on the internet.
I'm 23 and I act like I'm 85.
No, you don't.
Those terms are for people like Elliot.
God, oh, fuck you.
Mhm.
God,
I reserve the right to use the word edgy because
Elliot.
I need to make fun of Elliot.
I love you, Elliot.
Aw.
Also, I wish you'd die in a fire, so.
A sort of synthetic internet love, but yeah.
His political evolution from vaguely leftist rock musician to ardent libertarian to fascist activist. It sounds like, being a leftist is the gateway drug to becoming a fascist activist.
And vice versa.
A leftist rock musician is the gateway drug into fascist activism. Was
So
largely fueled by the kinds of frustrations that would not seem exotic to most American conservatives. He
Oh
believes
my
the
God.
federal government is too big, the news media is biased, and that affirmative action programs for minorities are fundamentally unfair.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly Nazi to complain about some of those things, but anyways.
Yeah, let's go down and see what the hell's going on here. Ask him how he moved so far right, and he declares that public discourse has become so toxic that there's no way to effectively lobby for interests that involve white people.
It's kind of true.
He name drops Murray Rothbard and Hans Herben Hoppe, architects of anarcho-capitalism, with its idea that free markets serve better societal regulators than the state. I agree with.
I already have a headache, and that just made it worse.
See, I agree with some of those concepts, but at the same time, there needs to be some regulation because with a corporation in charge, woohoo, it's no better than the government.
Yeah.
It's even worse than the government.
Just depends.
Depends upon the government. I mean, most corporations are better than Hitler or Stalin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just because it's profit motivated doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be a bad thing. It really just depends on what needs to be done in order to make a profit.
Well,
that's what it comes down to.
And by that, Scott, you mean how many people we can kill versus how much it costs to fix the product.
And once we drive the people from the land, how much is it going to cost to extract their resources?
And then exterminate them.
Yeah, well.
And he refers
to profit has kind of like an unemotional motive to it, whereas a government tends to be more idealistic, in my opinion.
And the ideals are always wrong because they keep going up the deep end no matter where in the political spectrum you go. Dear God, I heard militant fucking...
militant centrist, yes!
I've heard militant centrists. I've heard...
Haven't you, though?
I have heard fucking complete lockstep militant libertarians where it's like, done, kill the government. But, we need a little bit of it. But
shit, I'm confused. Yeah.
That's the way it comes off. It's like, what the fuck? How?
Well, I think it's just supposed to be confusing, and people have freak out over it. I'm like, well,
it's just a bunch of ideas. Nobody's right. Everything's a trade-off, and people have the solution to everything. Never have the solution.
It's so true. Very true.
And he refers to the 2013 science fiction movie Pacific Rim, in which society is attacked by massive monsters that emerge from beneath the Pacific Ocean.
Jews.
Californians.
I'd fuck Godzilla.
Damn.
Well,
damn.
Well, that's kind of hot, actually.
No, I mean, I'd fuck a lot of things, but I mean...
Godzilla cock.
I'd do it.
A big, scaly pecker with a pink extrusion at the end.
A big, scaly pecker that would not care what the fuck happened to you afterward. Yeah, that's hot.
You just split in two.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I'm fine with that.
So the people, they don't ask the monsters to stop with their giant cocks, ripping everyone in half as they
that needs to be a fucking movie.
we're like Lovecraft.
Attack of the Giant.
Monsters come down and just fuck people to death.
Attack of the Giant Cocks creatures.
Yeah, they build a giant robot to try to stop them. And that's
a giant robot that would fuck the monsters to death.
God, how tired are you?
This is great.
Because usually you don't get that weird unless you're super tired.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm going to refuse to answer that.
Good. And that's essentially what fascism is. A big giant robot fucking Godzilla to death.
Look what we built. It's to defend ourselves, but really just bend over so we can fuck you to death.
Wait, stop. Fascism is a giant robot.
I want my finger on the button. It's sexier that way.
Dude, I want to be a fascist now.
We take the soul of the dead President Reagan and infuse it into a giant Japanese robe.
Oh God, yes.
We call it the Reaganator.
Yes.
That's so hot. I want part of that. What the fuck, yo?
Would
I
it
want
have
part of
Reagan's
that.
face? Would it have Reagan's face on the end of its robot dick?
I'd still fuck that.
Smiling.
I would still fuck that.
It would say "trickle down" along the side of the cock.
Okay.
Trickle down. Yes. Yes.
I was in the army too.
Yeah.
If y'all need comparison, I fucked Jim. So I mean,
A giant robot cock is nothing.
yeah.
After you fucked a Jim.
Love you, Jim.
Oh, that's sickening. I love it.
This is just not going the way I thought it was going to.
This was not.
Well, I mean, okay. After you had Jim, you could have like literally anything.
I'm just that vile.
just rocks sticking out of the ground.
Yeah, there's.
I think this show's gone more off the rails than the Indy 500 commentary, where we had 10 minutes of not actually talking about the race.
Not my fault.
Yeah, definitely.
Not it.
It's like our version of centrally coming together to try to stop another already centralized force.
Coming together.
Yeah. Volt Dick, defender of the
coming
Rapatron. I don't know.
Rapatron.
He's like Santa Claus. He only comes once a year.
And he's a better man for it.
Mr. Hoveter grew up on an integrated army base and attended a mostly white Ohio high school. He did not want for anything. He experienced no scarring racial episodes. His parents, he says, were the kind of people who always assume things aren't going well, but they don't necessarily know why. Oh, look at that picture. He's going through the fucking
good
house at the grocery store.
This guy just seems to just know people, you know? Take one look, he knows that there are people who worry about things but don't necessarily know why.
He just seems like a spoiled brat. He seems like a spoiled brat and an internet troll.
Yeah.
He is adamant that the races are probably better off separated, but he insists he's not racist, like all those black college students, stating that they deserve a safe space to be separated from the white people who are always oppressing them, yet claim that they're not racist.
I'm going to disagree about the races being separated. You know why.
The races should not be separated. Dear God.
Well, I want to force separation, but I don't really want to kill black people, even though I think we'll have to.
Oh,
but I don't really know why.
I think I should be separated from most
things.
I
don't think I really know why. I think that's the whole...
That's the problem. The problem is that anytime there's interaction between the races, people automatically assume it has something bad to be about it, you know? Oh, you're interacting with black people because you want to trade them for slaves.
Well, once the conquering white man gets mixing with the criminal element of the black community, you never know what's going to happen.
Stop being dramatic and just act like they're human beings, for fuck's sake.
Okay, I'll act like they're human beings. Set them on fire, set them on fire, set them on
Exactly.
fire.
Yes, exactly. Set them on fire. That's the easiest way to determine whether or not they're human being.
Exactly. On fire is great entertainment.
It is.
More of that.
Just
Doesn't matter how color they are. Set them on fire, and that's your litmus test. If they don't scream, then they're a robot that has fucking come into our culture and must be destroyed.
Or a witch.
And
a witch works as well. But then we can't destroy the witches. We need the witches.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because they're sorcery.
You can't suffer a witch, remember?
Salem.
You can't suffer a witch.
I want sorcery. God damn it. I want to level up in multi-class into fucking magic user. God damn it.
I want
Reality-
to save the
Reality
witches.
doesn't work that way, Jim. You
I
can't
want
DLC.
I want to save the witches, have them breed, and have a witch-based society.
See, there we go. He is a white nationalist, he says, not a white supremacist. There were mixed-race couples at the wedding. Mr. Hobbiter said he was fine with it. That's their thing, man, he said.
Man, that's the thing, man.
Come on, man. I'm not racist, man. Come on.
Come
on, man.
Online, it's
Yes.
uglier. Ooh. On
Yeah, it is.
Facebook, Mr. Hobbiter posted a picture purporting to show what life would have looked like if Germany had won World War II. A streetscape full of happy white people, bustling American-style diner, and swastikas everywhere. Oh,
I mean,
that
if our whole world was Nazi, imagine how badass we would look, though.
that just sounds like the prelude to fucking Fallout. Just before the bombs drop, just have these little robots going around being your little slave doing whatever, and then the bombs hit.
And then the bongs hit, too. Yeah. Mm.
War never changes. And then Jim came along. Fuck!
Bombs
War
and
never
bongs.
changed. Holy shit, war changed.
Or change, dear God. Is that a meat dragon?
These
A
bitches be
meat
like
dragon?
bringing each other up on fucking poles by their intestines. What the fuck, yo?
I can't go in anymore. Meat dragon?
Meat
Meat
dragon.
dragon. I like it.
I
Meat
can't go.
dragon?
I'm eating it.
I'm lost. I'm done.
Just
Meat
imagine
dragon.
how good a dragon steak would be.
Oh.
Delicious. Yes, some dragon steak.
I mean,
I want dragon
okay.
steak, yes! With Worcestershire sauce.
You can keep your fermented fish sauce.
I like
Pork
fermented
butt
fish
is
sauce.
my specialty.
I don't care. I like fermented fish sauce. I like malt vinegar too.
All right.
What part is supposed to look unappealing, he wrote.
We all know the answer to that question.
White people. Ugh.
In an essay lamenting libertarianism's leftward drift, he wrote, "At this rate, I'm sure the presidential candidate they'll put up in a few cycles will be an overweight, black, crippled dyke with dyslexia."
Which would be interesting.
That was great. That was a good one.
Vote
That was a
for
good one.
vote for her for resident. No, that's president. I
Nice.
sold my soul to Stan. I mean,
Yeah.
Thank you,
After-
Stan.
After he attended the Charlottesville rally, in which a white nationalist plowed his car into a group of left-wing protesters, killing one of them.
He just needs to add a few comments about how awesome it is to see people getting hit by moving vehicles. I mean,
I'm surprised they didn't blame Grand Theft Auto or heavy metal for that.
oh, GTA should have. One day, Jim, someone's going to do it.
They're going to do it again. They've been doing it for years.
And someone's going to say, GTA! Yes,
Someone's
that
always
will
gonna
happen.
do GTA.
they've
What the-
already said that, Scott.
Yeah, they have, but it'll be said again. When
Yeah,
GTA
because-
6 comes out, it'll be
Whoa,
crazy.
At this point, honestly, at this point in our timeline, it shouldn't be GTA, it should be live leaks.
Yeah, true.
Okay, because if you look at like websites such as funnyjunk.com, you see the Morbid channel always has things from Live Leak where people who are getting run over by trucks or
I-
other things.
I have to admit this
Shit like
openly.
that,
It's a
you know.
baby, dude.
I openly embrace the idea of watching videos online of people
Oh, I
being run over
always-
by vehicles. I actually think it's one of the funniest looking things I've
Like-
ever seen.
like
Is
that
somebody
one guy-
getting just completely annihilated by a car.
As
Scott.
long as
Hilarious.
it's not small children, I am okay with it.
Hey, no, I watched
my
a
God.
baby get
I
run over
have small.
and laughed my fucking ass off because of Elliot.
Okay, so
I
Scott
just
is a baby, and I think I laughed for about 10 minutes.
It's just
Oh,
look
dude, it's a fucking baby, dude.
guys. All right, just listen to me for a second, okay? I have small children, so
I do too.
When I see children who are very, very small get run over by a truck, that shit goes into my nightmares, and I do not want to live with that. So
Believe me,
I don't watch that.
when I realized I was about to see a baby get completely annihilated by a car, I felt sick to my stomach. I turned kind of sickly, gross feeling. And then Elliot started laughing, and I could not stop laughing. I couldn't believe how evil we got in a matter of minutes, and just started laughing. It was one of the greatest dreams I've ever been on.
Don't get me wrong. I will absolutely fucking kill your children if I absolutely have to, but they aren't my children.
That motherfucker's stealing candy out of the Halloween bowl. I'm killing that motherfucker.
Listen. They aren't my children. They're your children. Fuck your kids. They ain't mine.
Well,
I would
everybody
kill my
should
own
take
kids.
care of their own kids. That's for sure.
I would kill my own
Fuck
kids
you.
if I had to. Like, you know, if
Fuck
they
you,
like.
they aren't mine. I'd
If-
put my kids out in a zombie apocalypse. If they were about to get bitten, I'd put my kids down for the count. But
I
they
think
are
if
not
they were
yours.
about to,
They are mine.
if my kids got bitten by a zombie, I'd be like, okay, cool, you're finally fucking interesting.
My
Chain
kids,
them up
oh
in the
my God,
backyard.
Elliot, you'll love this. My kids, when we drive to town, will pretend in the back seat, Mom, Dad, can I have the window down? And we're like, okay. And they put the window down. Oh, shoot that guy. He's coming up on us. Oh, it's a zombie. Ah! Oh my God, they fucking play zombie.
Let us continue before I start laughing again.
Oh, they're stuck.
Babies
They're
being
great.
murdered.
Kids are great.
Mr. Hoveter,
Kids are great.
Mr. Hoveter wrote that he was proud of the comrades who joined him there. We made history. Hail victory. German, Hail victory is Sig Hail.
Hail Victory is a Screwdriver album.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed so hard I think I just coughed up blood. There's just something about I don't know.
What?
Babies.
Here we go. Before white
Having babies
nationalism,
is racist.
before white nationalism, his world was heavy metal. He
Uh-oh.
played drums in 2 bands, and his embrace of fascism on the surface shares some traits with the hipsters' cooler than thou quest for the most extreme of musical subgenres, and they always fail at it. You suck, especially you guys.
How are hipsters even a thing here?
I
An
don't.
underground metal?
This was the part I read about the it was in the Metal Sucks thing article.
Online, he and his allies can also give the impression that their movement is one big laugh. An enormous trolling event put on by self-mocking, politically incorrect kids playing around on the trash heap of history, which is the internet.
Yes.
Which
What's
is
your
cute
problem?
if you're about 12.
Well, the way he described that, he's actually right, but I don't see why he has such a problem with it.
Because
I think the problem with it is the fact that I can't tell who's joking and who's serious anymore. Oh,
well, I
Yeah.
don't think he's joking. I just think he's ironic. You know, it's one of those like, yeah, I believe this, but I'm kind of ashamed, so I'm going to be like ironic and cool about it. He's a hipster.
On the party's website, the Swastika armband is formally listed as a NSDAP LARP armband.
LARP?
LARP.
Yeah. LARP.
That's sounds like a pre-fart fart.
No,
LARP.
seriously, Jim, LARP?
Yeah.
That's how they defined it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit!
NSDAP was the abbreviation for Hitler's Nazi Party. LARP stands for Live-action role-playing, a term originally meant to describe fantasy fans who dress up as wizards and warlocks. And-
So, are they just bringing a new war on D&D now?
A Nazi
Probably,
role-playing game I wanted.
That's what's
So-
going on here.
So you roleplay as fascists? That would be really.
I
I
guess-
roleplay as Hitler. You
honestly-
can, Scott. I roleplay as Hitler. You can roleplay as Stalin.
No,
At this
you wouldn't
point-
just be Hitler. You would be Wizard Hitler.
At this point, they're just guaranteeing a whole generation of 1980s satanic child abuse scandals.
And
Yeah.
look,
Yes, where the news gets really dark and serious. Like, guys, they're playing games.
Guys,
Kind of scary.
there's so
Oh my
many.
God.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
No!
I'm stuck at Wizard Hitler, people.
I would play that game. With Hitler,
War.
I would play that game. Wizard.
Hitler.
Wizard
What was the Italian guy's name?
Mussolini.
Mussolini. Yes.
Warlock Mussolini. Yes.
There we go. Just develop a game right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Crowdfund it, man. Crowdfund it.
Yeah. The box just has a giant swastika on it.
We get a bunch of Nazis to crowdfund our project.
There should be little maps and figurines and everything. Absolutely.
But the movement is no joke. The party, Mr. Hoviter said, is now approaching 1,000 people.
Wow, I'm so not impressed.
1,000 people in a nation of millions.
Hey guys, I just want to let you guys know that there's like 1,000 people who are idiots. Ugh.
Oh, I only have one question. I only have one
Jim.
question. Jim,
What our episode, the intestinal disgorge interview, has over 1,000 views. So
We're more powerful, or you
more
guys
people
are
have
actually.
watched Swine Brothers that have joined this party.
okay, I
Yeah.
want to know how this guy spells his name.
Which guy?
Hovater.
Vater? Vader?
Yeah.
Like Darth Vader?
Ho
It's
Vader.
VADER.
Ho Vader. Hovater.
Ho Vader.
Ho Vader.
Hey,
Hey, Ho
Scotty.
Vader. Get
Scotty,
over
Ho
here.
Vader. Yeah, Ho Vader.
Because when he was
Vader.
making it sounded so fantastical. It was just like totally made for fantasy.
Ho Vader.
That is like fucking inbreds and the sticks level.
It sounded perfect.
Ho Vader, Ulysses, you get in here right now. Yeah,
Oh,
that kind of name.
let me tell you again. I'm gonna tell you. You get right back on this porch. I swear to God, man.
Now your father Aloysius will be very upset with you when he gets home.
Ho Vader,
Yes.
Oh, Scott, you doing excellent, Scott.
Why? Why has this show?
Surrounded by Hicks, and I grew up as a Hick, so
Oh yes, me too.
This
There
show
you
has
Gotta
just
love that. Gotta love
deteriorated.
that.
I embraced it around the age of 23, 24.
I'm
Finally.
I'm still trying to pretend I'm not like directly descended from Texas.
You're directly
Oh,
a descendant of American white people. You're a fucking Hick down deep, dude. Shut up.
I have a British taste. So
Even
Piss
there's
off.
there's British hillbillies and fucking dumbasses too. So
piss off, you wanker.
And then
Yeah.
there's us Kentuckians, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I don't know what the fuck I did without y'all."
How inquisitive and delighted I am that you've questioned who the hell I am.
And I'd still fuck.
I couldn't even fucking remember that. Why the hell's my brain farting?
Jim is Hick from Pennsylvania though, so we're all it's you heard of Swine Brothers, it's the Hick Brothers.
At
Tony
least-
Hovader's from New Carlisle, in Ohio, so he's close
I mean,
to all
okay,
of
okay.
them, except for Elliot.
At least two of us are Hicks from Pennsylvania, so I mean,
I'm a Hick from Indiana, so I'm basically right down the road from you guys,
I
like
have
10 hours. But
I have relatives in Texas.
I was
said
born
that-
in Texas.
He said
I-
that He said that his organization has held food drives and school supply drives in Appalachia. These are the people that the establishment doesn't care about.
Oh, they care about them. They care about stealing their kids and having weird rich people parties.
Marilyn Mayo, a senior researcher at the Anti-Defamation League Center on Extremism, estimated that the Traditionalist Worker Party had a few hundred members at most, while Americans who identify as alt-right could number in the tens of thousands. Almost 1%. Almost.
Oh, almost.
Not quite.
Well, it's still more people than the Americans who identify themselves as anti-cosmic Satanists. So far, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what I want to know is if all these people who are potentially identifying as this specific percent, what other specific percents are there?
Lots.
Well,
Oh,
1%.
sure there are. It's just I want to know what are those specific percents? How haven't we seen somebody who actually has been able to tell us that
I'm
unbiased?
sure the statistics are there somewhere.
Well,
That's the point. No, the point is unbiased.
an easy key would be to take the population of the United States and find out what 1% is in any given census year or whatever. And if that many people are in a group, they're 1%.
Here's a statistic for
represented.
you: 100% of people named Scott are assholes.
Yes.
Well, so far that's true from what I've experienced.
Oh hell, I mean, like every other person I've found named James is and Steven for that matter is shit. So I mean,
Every person I met named Jim is somewhat mental.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Honestly,
Yeah, what the fuck? Everyone I know that's named name is Elliot is really gay, like flamboyantly gay.
It is small.
That dropped like an atomic bomb, folks. You're welcome.
continue the story, Scott. Shut up.
It's small in the grand scheme of things, but it's one of the segments of the white supremacist movement that's grown over the last 2 years, she said. It's grown from like nothing to like something.
A little bit more nothing.
Yeah.
It's grown from nothing to nothing and a half.
Yeah.
It was midday at Panera Bread, and Mr. Povader.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I can't stand the name of that fucking restaurant.
Seriously, what the fuck?
Panera.
How do we take it seriously if it's at fucking Panera?
It's like
Yes,
they looked at a
okay.
pan and just added hipster language after pan. Like, Panera, you fucking idiots.
Mr. Hovader was describing his political awakening over a turkey sandwich.
See, okay, so like I get it, but like, I choose to believe what he actually meant is he was eating a turkey sandwich. He just decided to be a Nazi.
I'm gonna screen share this guy's picture.
Oh, like he stood up in the middle of the restaurant and just went, Sakyle!
Say hi.
It started recruiting
Exactly. Oh, that would be
and gets
fucking
arrested
hilarious.
and starts World War III in America.
This turkey's damn good. I think I'm gonna be a Nazi.
That's exactly it. It's the turkey sandwich that turns everyone into Nazis.
Turkeys equals Nazi.
I can believe that.
That's why you should all eat ham.
Just look at turkeys before they're butchered. Just look at them. They're little Nazis. They hate Jews. Look how angry they look. That's because of Jews.
He mentioned-
God.
Angry turkey. What?
He mentioned books by Charles Murray and Pat Buchanan. He talked about his presence on 4chan.
I have to admit, 4chan has done some fucking hilarious shit over the years. But still.
So it's pathetic in the grand scheme of like how wrong people can be.
Nothing that notable. Yes.
The online message board and alt-right breeding ground. So how do they fuck online?
They all fuck each other on 4chan.
Dude, don't even joke about that because it's probably true.
We don't
That's
want
what-
to bring 4chan down on this.
It's
No,
so
I don't
true.
give a shit if we bring Anarcha. Try to promote on 4chan.
Make
Well, that
them,
was
dude.
obviously going to fail because they're too idiotic to even grasp anything beyond, I'm going to be edgy today.
Which, honestly, as a viewer, just entertaining the internet, I like when people go crazy and do trolling campaigns and shit. I think it's shit's hilarious.
I mean,
Well, I'm married to
I
that.
should
so, I mean,
post, but only in groups that I actively want to get banned from. But I'd rather not just leave the group. I'd rather just
oh gosh.
make
Yeah.
it exit.
I like being kicked out, and I also like not kicking people out of my groups who everybody hates, because I like when they come back for more and get their ass kicked again and then go away. It's so fucking fun.
Scotty,
Oh.
your most active group is that Worshippers of Elliot troll group.
Well,
So honestly,
currently,
it
I
sounds
haven't
like
I've kept any of my groups. That's why.
Honestly, it sounds like everything that my husband has done in the last 5 months. So I mean, he literally goes on Facebook for fun. Or not Facebook, but YouTube, excuse me. He goes on YouTube for fun, talks with people, tells them, hey, I know more about your religion than you do, and then laughs when they...
Dude, it's all you gotta say. That's
Tell
an
him-
immediate fight.
Give him the link to Swine Brothers. I want to see him try to debate me.
Oh,
Any one of us.
I would.
It gets
I
stupid.
would. But I'm not ready for that kind of stress. So...
Oh, God. You don't need a mental breakdown. Anyway.
No, I don't need a mental breakdown. No.
I could use a good mental breakdown today.
I could use a really good mental breakdown right now.
He spoke dispassionately about the injustice of affirmative action, about the malice directed towards white people in popular media, and about the cartoon comedy King of the Hill. And it was the last to portray a single white male patriarch in a positive light.
King of the Hill sucked.
Yeah, compared to Beavis and Butthead, it was a complete turd.
I mean, I get why people liked it. Apparently, it was supposed to be some sort of slice of life thing, but I watched Hank Hill for about 5 minutes and I was just like, this guy's he's just a neurotic.
Tell you what.
And he's wrong about that, because Hank was portrayed in many different ways in that show.
Most of the time,
Positively, negatively, blah, 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 blah.
most of the time, he was just a neurotic.
He declared the widely accepted estimate that 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust was overblown. He said that while Nazi leader Heinrich Himmler wanted to exterminate groups like the Slavs and homosexuals, Hitler was kind of more chill on those subjects.
He was just, I don't think we need to be that evil, man. Just relax and have a bong hit.
Just go 2/3 evil, okay? Don't go full. Don't go full. Don't go full evil.
Here, you want some hashish?
And Himmler was like, yeah, fuck you, Hitler. We're going.
He did try to remove Hitler from power, I believe.
I think he was a guy who really believed in his cause, he said of Hitler. He really believed he was fighting for his people and doing what he thought was right. That could be said of fucking a lot of people at
Mao.
That's the one thing I hate about the
Stalin.
Nazi thing is the Holocaust denial. It's to make themselves look better than they are. It's like, why don't you just admit it that you like it and are proud of it?
Or denounce it.
No.
Or not even talk about it.
Scott, they're already retards. Go full on. You're already.
They'd be killed. They'd be
Yeah.
killed.
But it would be funny.
He said he wanted to see the United States become an actually fair meritocratic society.
Well, then you know that he's not going to succeed.
Like it's not already as it is.
It'll never be a meritocratic system.
Well, don't get me wrong, okay? I don't particularly believe that much in Trump, but honestly, the guy has a lot going for him as far as what he's been able to do.
I can't stand his voice.
Well, me neither,
Donald
no.
Trump Donald Trump is really good at getting people to talk about him.
He knows what the hell to do to sell his business. He knows what the hell to do to sell his brand, which is his name. And he knows that his name is what he is, and so he keeps selling his name, and so on and so forth, and that makes him meritable.
He's like greased lightning. He can get the nation and the world talking about him, even if it's something super negative. He seems to be able to get past that and still get done what he wants to get done.
Guys, we had a media blockout on Trump that you just ruined. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, for God's sake. Listen, okay.
He's an interesting character in history, I have to admit.
You talk about meritocracy.
Last meritocratic president was no one.
Meritocracy. That kind of thing. You need somebody who is actually able to perform to a point where they actually are able to become president. Well, if we had somebody who could actually perform to the point where we wanted to vote them into president, then I honestly think Trump would probably fit that bill. And I don't like it. No, I don't like it at all.
Elect me.
What she's trying to say is he's charismatic enough to carry the burden.
I understand.
He made the bill. He made everything that we need to make a meritocracy.
Elect me.
I fucking gotta get there.
My first rule is that everyone who listens to Dream Theater is to be shot.
We'll shoot back.
Absent that, he would settle for a white ethno state where things are fair because there's no competing demographics for government power or for resources.
Are you shitting me? If the whites had a state, they would go, well, I'm Irish, so I'm Italian, so I'm German.
Yes, we would subdivide.
It's amazing.
Fuck Ferraris, bitch.
Humans can subdivide like themselves into a fucking oblivion.
Yeah,
I don't care. Fuck Italians.
My neighbor put up the wrong Christmas lights. Fuck him.
I'm taller than all of you.
Fuck you. I'm tall.
Wait, how tall are you, Jim?
I'm 6'2".
I always thought that Jim was the tallest. I'm 5'11".
We're the same height.
Elliot, you're 6'2"?
Yes.
I always imagined you like 5'9", 5'8".
Nope.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm 6'4".
Are you really?
Yes.
I am the shortest person here by a long shot.
Oh, no.
We're not 6'4".
By 4 inches.
Wait. Can I pat your head?
No.
Oh.
I didn't know a girl who was 6'3" once.
You're such a bitch. Shot.
Scott's fascist ideal would resemble the early days in the United States when power was reserved for landowners.
It would.
Normies didn't really have a whole hell of a lot to say.
And early America's Indians were the normies, and we were the cool crowd.
And we killed the Indians.
Yeah, we traded with them, but ultimately, and I do the thumb across the throat thing. Ultimately,
Well, I'll tell you what, Scott. I still love you, even if you're shorter than me.
There's nothing much to love over here, hon. I'm telling you.
Oh.
How tall are you really?
Who, me?
Her.
Are you lying about your height?
No, I'm serious. I'm 5'4".
Oh, I think you're 6'4".
I thought you said 6'4".
No. I'm 5'4". I'm totally like a foot shorter than Jim.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, his faith in the mainstream solution slipped as he toured the country with one of the metal bands, which is not metal. It's fucking core. It's pathetic. I wanted to.
It's very mainstream.
My ears. Yeah, it's so mainstream. How would you question the mainstream? Unless you finally realized your band sucked.
Literally.
Maybe that's what happened.
Up, guys.
He realized his band sucked. And he realized that his band was also mainstream sounding. Here go. I have to question the mainstream in order to have a good band. And he still failed.
Therefore, I became a Nazi over a turkey sandwich.
I mean, we have a Nazi here who owns an Xbox One, a cat. You see the cat on the picture on the screen share. And a lovely set of Nazi books, one with a swastika.
Kitty cat.
I got to see people who were genuinely hurting. We played coast to coast, but specifically places in Appalachia and a lot of the southern eastern seaboard.
Yeehaw.
We also have a Nazi here, Mr. Ho Vader, that likes to go shopping for barbecue sauce.
Is it a Nazi cat?
Hostess cupcakes.
Like shaved swastika designed into the cat's fur?
Like, no, I would make it so that it just had a long mohawk all the way down its body and onto its tail, and on its rib cage would be the Nazi signs.
Okay, that's sexy. I'd fuck that.
And then on its forehead, have a little, even a smaller, like really well done, little swastika on its forehead.
There's a reason I like you.
In 2012, Mr. Ho Vader was incensed by the media coverage of the Trayvon Martin shooting, believing that the story had been distorted to make a villain of George Zimmerman.
Well, it was.
Well, he was an idiot.
God, there was so much idiocy regarding that on
Does
everywhere.
anybody remember MSNBC and CNN lightening Zimmerman's skin to make him look more white?
Is he like in jail now or something? He's like
Zimmerman? No. I don't know.
Because he's gotten in a shitload of trouble after that.
Hold on. Well, probably because people were trying to fight him and shit. Zimmerman jail. Anyways, go ahead. I'm just gonna read about it, Jim.
He's one of those like people who like calls the like he's one of those wannabe cop people, so he probably gets in fights himself.
Yeah.
By that time, he and Miss Ho Vader had been dating for a year or two. She was a small town girl who had fallen away from the Catholic Church because it was really boring.
That's why that's why I left as well. But then I actually looked into like reading the Bible and shit and realized I couldn't support any of this repugnant shit.
And once considered herself a liberal. But in the aftermath of the shooting, Miss Ho Vader found herself on social media questioning the official story. Which you should always do with every story you're fed. Look up things, figure out shit. Don't.
I never condemn people questioning. I condemn people drawing conclusions immediately that it's a false flag operation.
Yeah. Taking Mr. Zimmerman's side and finding herself blocked by some of her friends. Today, she says she and Mr. Ho Vader are pretty lined up politically.
I didn't take anyone's side. I thought like it was all just a bunch of shit.
As they let their views be known, friends left and friends stayed. Because there were pussies, and there were people that are like, we're all idiots.
He doesn't even seem like someone I want to debate. He just seems like a yuppie.
Yeah. His views are horrible and repugnant and hate-filled, said Ethan Reynolds, a Republican and city councilman in New Carlisle, Ohio, who said he had befriended Mr. Ho Vader without knowing his extremism.
I keep thinking about Vader from Star Wars dressed up like a whore.
I keep thinking of the band Vader, and I really want to listen to them now.
He was an acquaintance I regret knowing because he's one of them damn blasphemous hounds.
He's a dang old blasphemous hound, you know. You know that Ho Vader kid.
Oh, please kill me.
Jake Nolan, a guitarist in one of the bands Mr. Ho Vader played in, stuck with him. There are people who literally go around saying sig hailing, he said. Then you have people who just want the right to be proud of their heritage. People, he said, who are standing up against what appears to be an increasingly anti-white America.
I don't give a shit. Honestly, I don't identify as white or anything. I'm just Elliot Lindemood, so I'll kill everyone.
How is white even a thing anymore, honestly?
You're asking me?
Like, seriously, honestly,
no, I have no idea.
Mr. Ho Vader befriended Mr. Heimbach in February 2015 at the Conservative Political Action Conference. Mr. Heimbach, who 2 years earlier had founded a white student union at Towson University in Maryland, was holding a protest sign outside proceedings and praising Vladimir Putin. The pair founded the Traditionalist Worker Party in the spring.
Oh, God bless the communists.
God bless the communists.
I'm so right-wing, I suck a commie dick. Mm-hmm.
Little
That's
piggly
essentially-
wiggly commie dick.
Attention, Jim likes sucking commie dicks.
Little piggly wigglies.
Soon, Mr. Hovader was telling people that he would be running for a council seat in his hometown, New Carlisle, population 5,600. The announcement caught the attention of the Southern Poverty Law Center and the heavy metal press, but never filled the paper.
He never filed the paper.
Papers. Yeah. Blah. On a recent weekday evening, Mr. Hovader was at home sauteing minced garlic with chili flakes and waiting for his pasta to boil. The cats were wandering in and out of their tidy little rental house. Books about Mussolini and Hitler shared shelf space with a stack of Nintendo Wii games.
Okay, wait. I've lost any respect for him. If you have the Nintendo Wii, I've lost respect for you. They're for kids and girls. And even girls don't want them.
I got one.
Well, yeah, but Jim, I never had respect for you anyway.
I know. A day earlier, a next-door neighbor, whom Mr. Hovader doesn't know very well, had hung a Confederate flag in front of his house. This is kind of brackish territory here, Mr. Hovader said. A lot of people consider Cincinnati the most southern city.
Okay.
Okay. The pasta was ready. Miss Hovader talked about how frightening it was this summer to watch from her home as the Charlottesville rally spun out of control. Mr. Hovader said he was glad the movement had grown.
So basically, they're
To
saying,
1,000 people.
hey, look, Nazis are just normal people because apparently Nazis are actually just trolls who live under bridges and.
Okay. Can I give a shout out here?
What?
To a guy I know named James, who's not the Jim that we so love and revere. To a guy I know named James, who thinks that he is Catholic, but posts anti-Catholic and anti-religion shit all the fucking time on Facebook. And I just have to say, why? Why would you do that if you don't want to believe that there's something wrong with it? And also, dude, why are you arguing with me about it on Facebook right now?
Why did this man, intelligent, socially adroit, and raised at middle class amid the relatively well-integrated environments of United States military bases, gravitate towards the furthest extremes of our political discourse?
I love how they're shocked by this. It's like, because you need to have some sort of incident. It's like,
I had hoped the answer would fall in my lap when I traveled to Ohio to spend
That's what she
time
said.
with Mr. Hovader.
That's what
We
she
met-
said.
We met at Panera Bread.
That fucking Panera shit again, come on now!
did you
True
really
anger.
scream like that?
True anger. Sorry.
At his suggestion, we ate turkey sandwiches. At
Not
my
at Panera.
prompting, he described his life growing up, a life that seemed altogether unremarkable. He spoke of a number of moments that soured him on mainstream politics, including his band, which is mainstream as fuck. None of them particularly exotic. One was the Republican National Committee's rule changes during the 2012 convention that worked against Mr. Hovader's preferred candidate at the time, the Libertarian Ron Paul.
Yeah, I was about to say it was Ron Paul. He
And
got fucked over like Bernie Sanders got fucked over. Almost the exact same way.
Yeah.
And in favor of Mitt Romney, the eventual Republican nominee.
Who
Mr.
got
Hovader,
eaten?
Yeah.
Sorry. Both Bernie and Ron Paul probably would have won if they ran. I hate to say it.
Mr. Hovader called it the first time I thought about how a system will protect itself and its own interests to protect what they really want.
Jim, what did I say as soon as Bernie Sanders said he was running with the Democrat Party? I said, I mean, I like it, but he's not going to have any chance in hell at like winning. Hillary Clinton's going to get the nomination.
Yeah, just like Romney got it.
And everyone, all the Bernie supporters, oh, don't be such a spoil sport. Come on, that's just being negative.
Everyone who paid attention to Ron Paul knew that Bernie Sanders was going to get fucked over like that.
Okay, I remember.
But people have loyalty. People don't want to just like.
Yeah, but I remember when the election was actually happening, and Jim was at my house, and he said, "Oh my God, I can't believe Trump won." He was legitimately shocked.
Well, I thought Clinton was actually going to win.
I thought Clinton was going to win too. I thought Trump
did.
I thought Trump was going to win for a long time up until the end, and then I was like, you know what? They're just not going to let it happen. So
well,
people
that's
are going to
where
die
I
tonight.
because I live in PA, the home of voter fraud across the nation. I have seen it so many times here. I've seen elections rigged.
Oh God, yes.
I was so pissed off when Trump won and there were no like real riots and bloodshed. I was just
no.
Yeah, they were all those
I wanted to
really
see the
far
riot.
left people were crying and screaming and shocked. That's
had
why
it
there was nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Scott, I actually had it tuned into a news radio station on the internet for about 2 hours, just waiting and waiting. And finally, I was like, "Oh fuck this! I'm going to bed."
Yeah.
He talked about his time as a core is not metal drummer. Though he said he was not particularly drawn towards the transgressive promises of the genre.
One word: elitism.
Scott, shut up.
I'm not dogging on it. I'm just saying.
Scott,
you heard that shit? Is it metal?
I'm starting some shit here. Oh no.
Did anyone that listened to that band think it was metal?
No.
Was it the band that Elliot shared on Facebook?
That was the band that I shared on Facebook.
They were absolutely not metal.
Oh, Scott,
So shut up with your elitism.
Oh, shut up. Now, Scott, you and me will just be over here in the corner pretending we know what the fuck they're talking about, going, oh, like, yeah, that totally was metal.
Scott can actually fake it rather well, though.
Both of us.
He did sort of predict the winner of the Indy 500, although I'm half convinced he did look it up.
2 years in a row.
It's not
I predicted
hard
the
to fake
winner.
being metal. It's not hard to fake it. You just gotta pretend
Actually,
all
it
humanity is shit.
Actually, it is really hard to fake it. If you're like, if I'm holding you up to the same standards I'm holding myself up, yeah.
I was brand new to metal, like 3 years ago?
2 years ago, fucker.
2 years ago? But I was just honest with
I
everybody.
remember
Look, guys,
pathetic.
I don't follow your genre of music, but I hate these fucking hipsters so much that I'm with you.
I joined the Metalgate really quick before we continue. I joined the Metalgate thing thinking that it's going to be like a bunch of metal experts.
Okay, wait.
The first person I meet is Scott, and Jim hadn't said a word. I was like, oh, fucking boy.
Well,
Elliot.
like I told you, I was trying to build a platform for metal experts, and you guys became the experts.
What was that?
Okay, we were talking to Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim?
Yes, what?
Keep going, damn it.
Keep going with Mr. Hovader's story here.
His father, after all, was a Black Sabbath fan.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That is the edgiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
Mr. Hovader claimed he was more interested in the technical challenge of the music, while apparently showing absolutely no ability to actually be technical.
No, he was doing shit that I could do.
Exactly. Fuck.
It sounded like that modern rock music that sounds kind of country music too. Yeah, radio.
Oh, fuck
stuff.
that. Fuck
Yeah, you know
that.
exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes, fuck that.
Yep.
Fuck that, man. Fuck that.
It's not
Nickelback
metal.
shit. Yeah.
And yet, what of
even
any
if metal sucks, says thinks it's awful.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. Because it's shit that they praise and suck the cock of constantly. And yet,
Ozzy Pecker. What?
And yet, what of any of this explained Mr. Hovader's radical turn? What prompted him to take his ideas beyond his living room, beyond the chat rooms, and on to Charlottesville, where he marched in August alongside allies like the Neo-Confederate League of the South and the Detroit-based National Socialist Movement, which bills itself as America's premier white civil rights organization.
America's premier civil rights organization. You can be a member for $19.95. That's it. 3 easy payments of $19.95. Call now.
Obviously, what inspired him.
It's about it.
What inspired him was Pacific Rim.
I'll do slogans. I'll do like infomercials and slogans for Nazi organizations.
Oh, that was absolutely confusing. Yes, that was absolutely worth it. Thank you, Elliot.
Hey, good porn knockoff for our Cox idea earlier. The porn version of Pacific Rim is Specific Rim.
Or Pacific Rim.
Specific Rim.
Oh, God.
Oh, you gotta know which one you're breaching, right?
Yes, you do.
After I followed...
The first scene is a giant robot saying no, no, no to one monster and then picking the other
shut
one
the fuck up. It's 3 payments of $29.95.
Okay, wait. Was it Alpha or the Russian one? Alpha Cherno. Whatever the fuck that thing's name was. I want to see that fucking thing penetrate somebody because, oh my god, that would be so worth it.
After I had followed an early version of the article, an editor at the Times told me he felt like the question had not been sufficiently addressed. So I went back to Mr. Hovader in search of answers. I still don't think I really found them, because you won't.
Because there is no... What do you...
Because you're a cock.
He has beliefs, okay? They're not your beliefs. They're extreme beliefs, but they're just beliefs. I believe that, like, the cosmic gods must be fucking vanquished so humanity can rekindle its black flame.
Yay. I could feel the failure even as Mr. Hovader and I spoke on the phone, adding to what I had already been hours of face-to-face and conversation in and around his hometown of Carlisle, Ohio. On the phone, Mr. Hovader responded to my question by rattling off names of libertarian academics, making references to sci-fi movies, and describing, yet again, his frustration with what he described as the plotting and unjust nature of American democracy. As he did so, I was thinking about an album I grew up with by the Minutemen, the South California punk group, and its brilliantly poetic title, What Makes a Man
Start Fires?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, my brain went everywhere. To me, that question embodies what good journalism should strive for, as well as the limits of enterprise.
I guess.
What happens when the answer is there is none? They just felt like it. That was the whole point.
I think that was kind of what the album was going for.
Yeah, really. Sometimes all we can bring you is the words of the police spokesman, the suspect's picture from a high school yearbook, the acrid stench of the burned woods.
The acrid stench of the burnt woods. Come on, black metal.
Sometimes a soul and its shape remain obscure to both writer and reader. I beat myself up about all of this for a while until I decided that the unfilled hole would have to serve as both feature and defect. What, just like life?
I mean, what, Jim, why did you do the shit you did when you were a kid?
I don't know.
Because
Because
you were a
I'm a
kid.
stupid fucking child.
Because you were a kid.
Yes, because you were a stupid fucking child.
And Elliot, why did you start this show? Well, because I wanted to.
Because you were a stupid fucking child.
Yes, and I still haven't learned my lesson, apparently.
Apparently not.
What I had were details, to be honest, and I'm not even sure what these add up to. Like other committed extremists I have known, Mr. Hovader had little time for life beyond his full-time job and his line of activism. When he is not doing those things, he likes to be at home with his girlfriend, now his wife, and their cats.
Oh, for God's
Yay.
sake.
Well, it's sort of like me. Whenever I'm not doing this, I like to be at home with my music or at a race.
What's astonishing to me is that people are surprised that even Nazis are just people.
Right. Well,
This
it's like
person-
it's like you said. People seem to want to think that like Nazis they wear Hitler shirts. They open this door with a shrine to Hitler, and they go into this
Yeah.
basement where they like praise Goebbels and fucking Mengele all night. But no, they're just people.
Yeah, like in this picture, he's shopping just like anybody else, looking at
I mean-
Hostess cakes, like,
What hostess
Yeah.
cakes?
Mr. Hovader was exceedingly candid with me, often shockingly so, but it seems as though his worldview was largely formed by the same recumbent stuff that influences our mainstream politics. Just like people forming different opinions about everything. Does everything have to fit your formula? No.
yeah.
Nothing does.
It
Go
so
away.
does, dude. Jim, it does too. No. What an idiot. Go on. Not you. Him.
Like,
There were exceptions, of course. I saw on his bookshelf 2 volumes of Helena Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine, 19th century work of esoteric spiritualism whose anti-Semitism influenced Nazi thinking.
In a broad sense, yeah.
But even if I had called Mr. Hovader again, even if we had discussed Blavatsky at length, the way we did his ideas about the Federal Reserve Bank, I'm not sure it would have answered the question. What makes a man start fires? Because I'm bored. It's Saturday night. God, everything has to have a solution. Sometimes
Everything. See, it's like the religious people. Everything happens for a reason.
oh yeah, it's because somebody told them to.
Nothing happens for a reason. If someone like walks up to your door, you answer it, and they stick a freaking carving knife into your jugular vein. Well, yeah, that happens for a reason because they were born and wanted to kill you.
It's
Or they wanted some sugar.
obviously. It's sarcastic, obviously. Somebody, sarcastically,
Yeah,
told them to. Is that somebody told them to, oh, go be a Nazi guy. And somebody told them to go be, part of Antifa. And somebody
This is way
told
off
them
topic, but
fucking stupid as fucking fuck.
you know what phrase I hate? It was their time to go.
All
I
of
mean-
humanity is shit. I think we can enjoy that. We can totally agree with that. Every one of us. Humanity is shit.
Yes, which is why I'm going to kill Scott by punching a carving knife into his jugular vein.
I have felt this long before I ever knew anything about Antifa, long before I knew anything about any of the political parties of America. I really don't care if you're Democrat or if you're Libertarian or if you're Republican or I really don't care. You're shit.
See,
So
that's
stop-
why
Stop being stupid and start being shit.
it's interesting how people, who have different beliefs, and Scott, Jim, and I don't always believe in the same things, and very varying interest in metal. I'm willing to say no one listens to it as much as I do, but we all just kind of find each other, and we're united in our misanthropy.
This is how united we are. I listen to pop music. We're still shit.
Yes, and Jost listens to fucking pop music too. And she
Well,
somehow,
speaking of Speaking of shit, Nazi metal drummer, the focus of New York Times feature on white nationalism in the U.S.
From Metal Sucks.
By Vince Neil Stein.
Vince Neil Stein.
What weirds me out is that the sound of that band being like a stock radio rock, hard rock band, being Nazi, just really is bizarre.
It's not
No,
bizarre.
Scott. I have Nazi deathcore. You know, like
No,
Suicide Silence
that
music.
doesn't surprise me. What surprises me is that a mainstream sounding band is a Nazi band.
Yeah, what a Nazi
There's
band.
Nazi rap that tries to emulate gangster rap, but it's like they have fucking pop music.
Oh yeah,
But they aren't going to play that on the radio, are they?
You don't want to hear a National Socialist version of a Michael Jackson song.
I have some
Michael
Nazi.
Jackson
I do now.
I have some Nazi power pop that's actually pretty good. It's not like Michael. It's more like harder edged pop, but it's pretty good.
I remember there was once a girl, like these two twin girls who sang like bubblegum dance pop, and they were called Prussian Blue.
Oh my God! Did he just start talking?
Yeah.
Hey, Scott.
Oh,
Don't
I didn't even realize Eric was even knowing.
Read the thing.
about
We
this.
spent 90 minutes on one article.
Don't be a bitch,
In
Scott.
July of 2015, Metal Sucks ran a story on Tony Hovater, a resident of New Carlisle, Ohio, and a white nationalist with overtly racist views, who planned to run for a city council position on the traditional Workers' Party ticket. Hovater was previously the drummer of a terrible metalcore band, The Paramedic. And considering how much Metal Sucks loves metalcore in all its forms,
I mean,
which it's not metal.
I will admit that bands like As I Lay Dying, which are more melodic death metal with a smidgen of core, I could, if I don't like, but I can listen to. But it wasn't that it didn't have any metal in it.
I have one question. And my question is that how much have I heard you guys complaining about Metal Sucks and about how much they don't know what actual metal is, and why the fuck should I care what Metal Sucks thinks?
We basically just kind of use them as hate, like fucking sponges that we just. Basically, Metal Sucks is great for filling
Oh,
time.
they're your fucking boy.
Metal Sucks is the dead horse that we just.
Need them to fill the time when you have 5 people on your damn shows, so
Well, and plus, Metal Sucks is a rather big site that gets lots of
that's
views.
what I was going to try to explain from
So,
like 2 or
it's
3 years ago.
Good.
There
to
was
take
that
them down a
whole
peg.
the whole like journalism was under the microscope because they were being censorious and deplatforming people and being all SJWE, and that's where that distrust in the press comes from.
yeah, we don't care about that.
Metal Sucks is
Correct
one of the
term in
biggest
my
metal sites.
present, Scott. They're neo-yuppie trash.
There you go.
But they're one of the biggest metal sites, so it's kind of good to take them down a few pegs.
And although he never ended up filing papers to run for election, the story attracted the attention of several metal publications and the Southern Poverty Law Center.
I love that he just never.
Oh
filed
God,
papers.
those guys.
He talked about running, and then he just couldn't be bothered.
Hovater now finds himself at the center of a national controversy as the subject of an in-depth New York Times piece released this weekend aimed to shed light on the normalization of white nationalism in America in the age of Trump.
It was kind of creepily in depth. Pretty much, the author did everything except sticking it in.
But has drawn harsh criticism for allegedly painting a benign picture of a Nazi, because Nazis are usually benign. Why the hell do you give them this much power by being so coward in the corner in fear of them?
Honestly, I don't understand why people don't just understand that. Give the fuck up. Just give up. Just give up.
By giving this guy a huge article that we spent 90 minutes talking about, you're making him even more popular.
Yeah, just give the fuck up.
Well,
but we're gonna comment on it because it's hilarious.
Because that's what we do.
While I certainly understand the criticism the piece is taking, I think it serves as an important reminder that evil doesn't necessarily appear on the surface. Bum,
Evil.
bum, bum.
evil.
The words of Satan are written on their hearts. We must destroy them.
Well, isn't Satan the father of all lies?
No, Satan is not the father of all lies. Trust me.
And that even folks who were previously liberal and are big fans of Seinfeld can become some of the most hateful people this country has ever seen. I don't see the hate in him. I see the patheticness of a man trying to grasp at straws.
He needs an
Trying to
identity.
find meaning. He needs an identity. And he's like, well, I'm white, so I guess that.
I was born.
I was born.
I was born. I was born in a casket.
Now that's a cult I would follow. All the only requirement is, were you born? Yes. Celebrate.
That's a cult I would bomb.
White nationalism is literally everywhere in America.
Including in this show. You must be white nationalist for you're white.
We do have one darky.
And this piece serves to highlight one of the many forms it can come in. Like heroin.
Like heroin.
Oh, man.
Plenty of other articles in the Times cover the victims of hate crimes and paint a deservedly disgusting picture of racist hatred. This one offered something else.
Racist hatred should be the name of a band.
There we go.
Or a swamp buggy.
And racist hatred is coming up in first. Sugar Bears in second. Reefer Madness is the racist hatred wins.
Yes.
In any case, the article again thrusts metal into the spotlight in a less than desirable way. When will you ever learn that you will never find it in the fucking mainstream as acceptable in polite society because God.
And if you do, it'll be mainstream metal, maybe Metallica, or like baby metal.
Well, I mean, I hate to be that stupid ass feminist that, you know, brings everything to perspective.
Boobs.
But yes, the Satan is the father of all lies. And I looked it up and I have actually found that. And it's like, oh my gosh, how dare you believe in what we believe in?
Satan isn't the father of all lies. You can trust me on this.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, though, is that those people don't want to believe that you believe in what they believe in. Christianity wants to absolutely say that Satanism doesn't belong to them, that no, we are absolutely 100% not doing with that.
Yes, well, there you go.
And therefore, any metal that you might believe has nothing to do with them.
It equates Hovader's association with metal as just as extreme as his political views. How?
Mm-hmm.
We read that entire article. It just painted a man that was just pathetic.
Well, it said that basically metal, is more extreme.
That
the
dude
hipsters, the hipsters search.
One sentence.
That dude was a Christian who didn't believe in God, but also didn't believe in Satan. Therefore, should have been an atheist, but he wasn't because he was being fucking stupid.
But I mean, okay, I get it. Does say, like I said, the thing about so it is trying to equate,
And it suggests metalheads are often disaffected, ordinary people likely to sympathize with white nationalism.
Disaffected.
I just looking at the fucking captions they got here. It's like they're grasping at straws.
Hey, hang on a minute, Jim. I'm going to ask my friend Tamara, a black girl, metalhead, if she sympathizes with white nationalism.
Do it. Let's see what she says.
I shouldn't need to tell you the dangers of this kind of language possesses to the metal community. Good things, like getting rid of all the fucking normies, so that way we could fucking have fun again.
But I mean, metal community. I have people in many death metal bands who think I'm the worst thing that is, wrong in society because of my sociopathic and satanic beliefs.
Oh, okay. How about this one? Okay. Elliot, I talked to you about this a little while ago. My 5-year-old daughter wants to be a growler. Yeah?
Yes, so I sent you
She
serious
likes
death metal.
growling music. She likes the growling metal music. She absolutely loves listening to growling metal music. What the fuck do I tell her about that? Other than it's okay to like that music.
Yeah, I wouldn't even.
Does
go
that
into
make her a Nazi? She's only 5.
Well, yeah,
To be
everyone's
honest,
a Nazi now.
a Nazi Halloween costume for a little kid would be really cute.
It would be.
We've been
What?
we've been dealing with it ever since Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris tore their way
Nice.
through a high school in suburban Colorado with semi-automatic weapons and were revealed to be fans of Marilyn Manson, which they were not.
Yeah,
Which
they were not.
God, first off, Marilyn Manson's a pussy. Second, they
I'm
were
old
more
enough
into
to
the
remember
KMFDM and shit.
I remember when that shit happened.
By the way, if you praise Columbine, you have no respect for actual because they sucked.
No, that shit just fucked up my entire school day.
By the way, Tamara has responded. Oh yeah, totally. Heil Hitler, dude.
Yay.
I called it.
Even before that, metal has often been linked with disaffected youth with inclination towards violent behavior, as has every other form of music. But you're trying to fucking... I don't even know what the hell you're trying to argue for here. It's like you're trying to make the New York Times argument for them that metal's evil, even though that's not what they're saying.
No. What they're trying to say is that metal isn't evil. That basically metalheads are portrayed as evil, but they're actually just nice kids. Something that I can break. Something that yes, most metalheads are nice kids who sing about death as entertainment. And then there's me.
Now then, look, Elliot, here's the problem. The problem is that every metalhead that anybody encounters in life will automatically be the most disturbed, most fucked up person that person will meet, regardless of whether or not they're on the good end of the spectrum or the bad end of the spectrum, because they are in the middle, and being a metalhead is absolutely normal, and you guys just need to learn to deal with that, because you are a metalhead and you are normal.
I'm diagnosed sociopath. I'm not gonna hide
That
what
is
I
an
am.
absolutely normal human being sort of state.
But I'm not trying to be normal or not normal. I'm me. But the thing is a lot of metalheads think that they have to.
How many people do we
cheerlead.
have on the show here? We have 5 people, right? 1 out of 4 people in the United States right now is suffering from some sort of personality disorder. So
My problem with metalheads is they have to sort of cheerlead. They think they have to cheerlead and try to clean up the genre and try to
oh
put
god
a good
no.
face on it. Whereas I'm no, there are some metalheads who write down the death fantasies because it's better than going to jail. I'm not gonna,
Oh, here's your problem, Jim. Elliot, excuse me. Sorry. Your problem is that you're assuming that all metalheads are the same, yeah?
No, I'm saying there's some who probably write down but most of them write death lyrics for fun or because they like horror movies. That's fine too. But I'm just saying I don't agree with no man. All metalheads are like nice classical music kids.
No. How about
There's
you
some fuck ups.
assume? How about you assume that all metalheads are people who legitimately want for all humanity to die, which is, I feel like that's most of us. And also, all metalheads are people who just want us to all enjoy the music that we are given.
Yeah, but there are some fuck ups.
That's a very, very simple way of dealing with things. I want you to die, and also I want you to enjoy the music while you die.
Yes, but Jim, you know what I'm getting at, right? There's these people who try to cheerlead and try to clean up
Yeah.
the
They
metal.
try to clean it up and make it look wholesome and family friendly when it's
Well, fuck those people, though. I mean, that's not
But
metal.
and most metalheads are like normal, family friendly people who
Who
write.
understand that humanity is shit and we all deserve to die? Yes.
Yes, and who write horror. But there are also people who've murdered people, like John from Dissection and Varg from Burzum. So I'm not gonna pretend that there are some fuck ups, and there's me who is glad he has an outlet to not go to jail.
I'm glad that I'm not anywhere near you because I would murder you if I got a chance.
That is so hot.
Anyways, the New York Times article does the metal community, which does not exist, no favors. Here we go again. Then again, Hovader's old band, the Paramedics, does the metal community, which does not exist, no favors either.
Yeah.
Not
No, he
only is
doesn't.
the music terrible, but there's also the same kind of shit we always push here, and they don't seem to be the brightest bulbs in the bunch, just like metal sucks. When Hovader was mulling seeking public office back in 2015, the paramedic issued a statement in response to the backlash against their association with him, even though he was no longer a member. How can we be a white supremacist band when our vocalist isn't white? Don't feed into the bullshit. Some companies just have to stoop that low to get people to click on their stories. It's a shame, really. There's so much going on in music, and that won't get covered.
I was gonna say before you continue, Jim, that I believe there is such a thing as, my metal community. I have my own metal community, which includes my friends. But as regard to the wider metal community, most metalheads think that I'm insane.
Well, I have a question. Are they whoring it out?
What's that?
Well, they have a specific issue with a person in their band that isn't, white, or that is white. Them, are they whoring it out? Do they want somebody that isn't white? What the fuck?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes. There are so many amazing bands that deserve attention for all the right reasons, and we're
You're
not one of them. And no one will ever know because these music news magazines are too busy trying to shit on hardworking bands just to get people to buy their new issue.
Literally, they will stand from the rafters and shit on bands as they're performing. It's like G.G. Allen level.
They're whoring themselves out so they can get,
Which would actually be kind of funny to watch.
I just got that image in my head.
The metal band. There's Scott. There's this emo band trying to do those sad guy shit. All of a sudden,
Just you just see the dude on the top of the stage on the and just a little piece of dirt falls from his ass and lands right on the guy's cheek and just leaves a poo streak on his face. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck, man? Life sucks even more now. I'm emo."
Yeah, somebody will sell that shit. Literally.
We're just trying to say what's up.
That.
We're just trying to say what's up to our haters real quick and keep making music for the fans to love.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Sucks' response is, which strikes me as the wrong way to go about responding.
Of course, that's what they said. Of course, that's a perfect answer for them.
I have a question. Why do we even trust what Metal Sucks says on this review show, or are we just trolling them at this point?
We've been trolling them since day
kind
one.
of trolling.
But seriously, why not make that more obvious?
It is pretty damn. Metal Sucks is a troll site anyway. So, and like I said, Metal Sucks is a big site, and as scary as it is, people do take it seriously.
I honestly don't give a fuck what those people care.
Whenever you huffed that much paint thinner, you just get to the next level of retardation. I know, I've seen it.
They're so entertaining to talk about, though, because they're so sensitive and they're so...
Exactly.
Yeah.
If Hovader was no longer a member, what did they have to worry about? People like you.
Jamaican
were getting-
supremacist.
I did check. By the way, I did check in between all the hangouts we did. I did check, and they were getting massive amounts of shit for it. By the way,
Oh, that's good.
having him in the band, people were, oh, what is this fucking white supremacists in the band?
You're the white guy band fucking pit.
Doing white supremacists in the band? What the fuck, man?
You're the
He's-
best
he's-
community, man. Fucking community's not racist.
But he's not even in the band anymore. Yeah, but he was.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was. He was in the band.
Oh, y'all are
Great.
precious. Y'all are precious.
This is the Retard
was.
Brothers show.
Yeah, we're all retarded.
Yeah.
They simply should have said as much and been done with it. Their assertion that people who aren't white can't be white supremacists is also completely wrong.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Wait, stop.
Yes.
Read that again. Read that again. Read that again.
Their assertion that people who aren't white can't be white supremacists is also completely wrong.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because, you know,
Oh, God.
what's that syndrome where you fall in love with your captor?
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's going on there. The
I think
Jamaicans are
that's-
like,
I
oh,
think
the
that's-
fucking whites are so awesome at being the supreme.
I think that's why I'm like in this show. I suffer from fucking Stockholm syndrome after Metalgate.
Oh, wait. God bless them white people. God bless them.
The paramedic has not issued any statements in response to the recent New York Times piece, which never named them. You're the only ones
said
naming
bands.
them.
It just said bands. It just said he was in bands, didn't it?
Yeah, it never named the band.
Yeah.
So why would they respond to something that didn't even name them?
Fuck's sake.
I don't know, Jim.
You have to keep going down and fucking repent all your pokey sins.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You know what I wonder? All these people thinking that all these bands mean something when it's clearly just art. And art is only meant to make you feel or want to do something and blah, 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 and all that bullshit.
Well, I mean, there are openly racist bands.
No. The point of art is to make you look at yourself and respect what you are and make things different. Yeah? That has been the point of art since time immemorial.
I guess.
Or just to record something, even.
I just kind of make.
I saw a deer. I'm gonna draw a stick figure of a deer.
I make music because it's swimming around in my head, and I've got a message about Satanism.
That's not what it is, Scott, but yes, that is what it is, Elliot. The point is that when you do art makes you think, hey, that touched something in me. I feel expression. I feel like I need to say something about myself and make something else.
Yeah, exactly. Where Scott, you're just talking about drawing a picture.
Whereas Scott, no, when you see a picture of a deer, it doesn't make you want to draw another picture of a deer. It makes you want to draw a picture of a deer getting raped by a goat. For fuck's sake, man, give us.
Oh God. Okay, I can't go on anymore. Images in my head. I need to stop.
Now you see why. Now you see why I love her.
I'm jealous, Jim. Let's put it that way.
Wait, Jim, did you tell him about the clown? You know, the flower squirter thing.
Jim, I'm killing you, taking your place.
No, I've not told him.
Oh, you need to tell him about that. I cannot put that into words. I cannot at the moment.
Oh,
That's
God.
more a thing for art to actually express. So, I mean,
Oh, God.
This
there's
show's
something
art.
right there. That's something right there that can totally explain why art is better than words in some ways, because it can totally express what we can't in our limited
This
expression.
show's art somehow.
What the fuck we do? I don't know what the fuck we do, but it explains a lot of things of what we cannot do.
You have achieved art.
Look at all the.
You're so fancy. You're not.
I mean, seriously, look at all the
You're so artsy.
God, shut up.
look at all the band cover albums that you've seen all over the years. Yes, not you, Elliot, because you know you get a pass, but
Uh-huh.
I know cover art, fucker.
Not like we know cover art.
Eric, kill Scott for me, please.
I'll see what I can do.
We've all come to learn over the past several years that white supremacism still has a strong footprint in metal. Let's work together and make sure it's not the prevalent image of metal being painted in the national media.
I don't care what the prevalent image of metal is in the national media. I don't read the national media. And if my friends are offended that I like metal and they think, why am I talking to these people? You know, why am I talking to people who would be offended about me liking metal?
And another thing is, if you don't want mainstream people in metal, anytime it's presented as this scary, non-accessible thing, the less fucking people you have to deal, less normies you have to deal with.
Want mainstream. They want mainstream in metal, Scotty.
I know
just
that.
Want fucking a positive image. Whereas I don't care if people think we're all satanic baby killers. Go ahead. I honestly don't.
Who the fuck would ever want a positive image in metal? Didn't we all live through the 1980s?
I mean, I spent 6 months when I was 12 saying metalheads aren't as bad, and then I was like, wait a minute. I kind of like being like the scared, the guy who's,
The scary one.
I want the normal people to think that I'm fucking scary.
I mean,
Well, that's what my point was, is that
it's
if
not that
the
I
mainstream
chose.
media reports that metal is racist and sexist and all that shit, you're
Yeah,
less likely to get all the normies.
Metal is sexist.
I was bullied so bad I had fucking baseball bats taken to my head in front of my high school principal who did absolutely nothing to stop it and was just waiting for me to raise one finger to defend myself. But I get into metal, become the satanic baby killer of Jeanette, and the bullying stops. I think I'd rather be the satanic baby killer than fucking some dork part of the mainstream getting his head caved in by a baseball bat.
Because they won't mess with you.
Metal is sexist, like that all-female Swedish black and death metal band. So sexist. So I never chose to be, not mainstream. I literally just chose what's natural to me. But what's natural to me is stop being the mainstream person and being the person people are afraid of.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
yeah, but I'm just because Scott was trying to annoy me and said shit about like, oh, well, you just try to be contrarian, so now I have to rub his face in that.
Contrary.
Which I don't try to be. It's not my fault. People are stupid.
Contrary.
I do honestly think that people are purposefully contrarian.
Oh yes, some people are.
I'm sure people have, and I've been contrarian as in like play the devil's advocate. But as far as what I like and stuff like that, and me being not mainstream, no, it was literally the most like natural thing I could have done.
Well, you're a natural contrarian.
Well, yes, I'm a natural contrarian. Thank you, but it's not because I'm trying to be contrarian.
Well, if you're naturally contrarian, yeah, you kind of are trying.
No, because you're just doing what's naturally coming to you, and what naturally is that I despise most of what society holds dear. But it's not something that like well, let's see. I think I'm going to despise everything society holds. It was like, oh yeah, I like this and society doesn't. I like this and society doesn't. I hate this and society likes it.
So you think that you were just, one day you just became naturally this way, and
no,
it'll always be that way.
I think it was my life. I think it was basically just the thing I fit into most. But it's not like I woke up and went, I'm gonna be contrarian, basically make my life a living hell, because a mild form of living hell.
Yeah.
So, I didn't choose to like or believe what I do. It's just, it happened.
I have a good example of this. Okay. Memes right now say that most females like to be choked. Well, I don't. I hate being choked. And if that is being contrarian, then I guess I am.
Does anyone get my point, though? I mean, I didn't choose to be anti-mainstream here. If metal was the biggest thing in the world, I'd still be into metal.
Pretty fucking big. But yeah,
But you know, if Archgoat was selling Justin Bieber level, I'd still be into Archgoat.
you have to remember. You have to remember, Elliot, that sometimes I just like pissing you off. And
It's not just, yeah, but the thing is, it's not just you said it; it's other people, and so I'm trying to kind of clear it up for.
you're interesting when you're mad.
Why?
Yeah,
Because they get all. Why? Because they get all explanatory.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll wrap this up by going through some of the picture memes that you cannot respond to.
Memes.
Ha!
Because people have been posting this in your group a lot and not realizing shit. I love it.
I don't even give a shit.
Don't pick on Jim that way.
I'm trying to get Josephine to like post like lies about me in the group, but she won't because she's so busy.
If you had an inch of your dad's dick in your ass and an inch of your dick in your mom's vagina, would you rather move forward or backwards to get out?
I'll just shoot myself in the fucking head.
I like the first comment. It's forward. Pussy's pussy.
Who wrote that? Names. We want names.
Chris Wooten.
Thank you. We want names here.
That is vicious.
Teddy Jorgens put on, I'm not a make America great again Neanderthal. I use my words. During a home invasion, you see a thug. I see a victim of society who is just lashing out. If someone ever came into mine house, I'd calm him, talk to him, have a coffee, and try to meditate in his family situation. Words, not guns. What wonderful things to say as he's raping your bum.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I'm like,
for
you know
God's
what? I like Teddy.
That's just Skeletor.
You know, the thing is, Jim, Teddy knows I'm blind and he knows I can't respond to it. That's the funny thing. He's an asshole.
You guys see so much more interesting memes than I do.
I can add you to the group if you want. The worshippers of
Oh,
Elliot, the light of our lives.
It's not even that. It's just you guys seem so much more than I do.
I have interesting friends.
I see my own. I have interesting friends too. It's just that they're much younger than your interesting friends. So
Yeah, my interesting friends range from my age to quite a bit older than Jim, actually.
90, I'd say.
mine start at 15 and end at maybe 35. I don't know.
Scott, Jim, Eric, did you guys see the guy asking who removed? I removed everyone who was not my friend as an admin.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you were reinstated. Fucking pussies.
Yeah, maybe you should admit to that. So I mean, that sounds like super interesting. So
Marrying a woman who shares your hopes and dreams is still nowhere near as good as Predator, the movie, according to a new survey.
yes.
The poll of husbands for Bride magazine found that 80% rated the Schwarzenegger epic had higher levels of excitement and intellectual stimulation than a lifetime of.
You know, the sad thing is, I did not like. I didn't really care for Predator, to be honest.
Oh, that's fucking awesome!
You're a dumbass. That movie's great.
It is great. I would fucking marry that.
Man, too visual.
I want to fuck the screen when they're shooting the jungle down. Like,
Yes.
I'm just like, yes, shoot the jungle, yes.
Yes.
Well, what if you were married a woman who shared your hopes and dreams and was Predator?
Or when he cuts his chest open, I get like a really strange boner.
Oh God, yes.
I don't want to know about your personal life, buddy.
You're gonna hear all about it when we watch Predator together.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like an allegory for my own life.
You want to see an allegory for my own life? Go watch fucking the Human Centipede. I'm constantly. I feel like I'm
Elliot.
Elliot's definitely taking center position. He likes to give and receive.
Yeah, but which?
I feel like
Human Centipede? Which
feel
Human
like-
Centipede? There were 3 of them.
I don't care.
He's
I
in the
feel
middle.
like I feel like
Elliot's in the middle.
I feel like I Just and
Okay, how would you describe the site, the meme generator, Just Girly thing?
For fuck's sake. Oh.
They try to make everything all happy and pleasant and all this shit. And
For fuck's
so
sake.
romantic. You know, and they have this picture of someone stirring up cookie batter saying, randomly deciding to bake something. It's just a girly thing. And then right underneath it, someone responded with a picture of Hitler smiling. Just randomly deciding to bake something.
Yes.
How much better would it be to be the front man on a human centipede? Like, I'd become an asshole about it. I'd be like, well, I'm in a shitty situation, but here it comes. Fuck you. Here comes my shit.
Yeah, well, Scott, I have my lips glued to the asshole of the internet, and I have to eat other people's shit. That's the story of my life, right? Fucking
Like
now.
in the movie, he was all sorrowful, like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, this is
I'd
coming.
be like,
poop.
I just ate hamburger helper, bitch. It's going down.
All right, one more. We got some graffiti here. Someone spray painted in huge letters, "Spread anarchy." Then someone decided to cross that out with their graffiti saying, "Don't tell me what to do." I think the second guy is a better anarchist.
Don't tell me what to
And on
do.
that bombshell, I think it's time to end the show.
Yes.
All right, Clarkson, let's get the fuck out of here.
This has been the Swine Brothers Show, episode 133 for the 27th of November, 2017. You can still email us at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers and Twitter Swine Bros 666. For Scott Vogler, for Jim Thompson, for Eric Chavez, and for Dan Amon, the mysterious, the enigmatic, I'm your host, Elliot Lindemood. We'll see you next time, folks.
The right
Dibs on
hand
front man
is
on the human centipede.
the right hand is the jacking hand. The left hand goes up the ass.
The end.